the dimensions, the mathematicians, and the esoterism teachers. And just as you were about to understand 5 things, the scientists through the mathematicians seem to agree, at least for the time being, for one thing and one thing only, with the esoterism teachers. God help them with the title they claim. There are at least 10 dimensions, the mathematicians claim, and begin to write equations on the blackboard that they alone understand. They are right, most of the metaphysical groups cry out, taking the opportunity to describe and dress with plants and anthropomorphic creatures even more dimensional worlds. Some, the most advanced ones, stated with complacency, Christ is an entity of the 10th dimension. So is Buddha. And at that very moment someone referred to quantum physics. Come on, you guys. We said we would try to make things more understandable, not make them worse. The universe is not a block of flats where the good ones stay on the upper floors, and the rest of us losers reside in the bottom ones. Do not hurry to classify me as a conscientious objector, although what I really mean is not called exactly that. I am not. Let's take things from scratch. We have a good and kind universe. We see it. And most importantly, we live in it, and no one can say anything against that. The universe we perceive exists. But how real is that? It has 3 dimensions. The well-known and established height, width, length. And for a few years now they added time, so we have reached the magic number of 4. To give it a fresh touch, they called it chorochronic, space-time, and added continuum on the side to keep everyone happy. The chorochronic continuum is, therefore, a truth that is folded linearly due to time. Time has for us a linear dimension. We can go either back or forth with our mind. Telling someone, "You look so fresh," or other novels are simple expressions. Nothing becomes newer as time passes by here and now at the same speed. When New Year Eve comes, we are not saying goodbye to a whole year, but to a single moment. Time for us is linear, and there's no doubt about that. What about the universe, referred to also as cosmos? Well, in the universe, compared to here, things are theoretically different. Time is not linear. Many call it cosmic. I like to call it quantum. The same happens with the dimensions, but with a small note in mind for those who live there. Time is also linear. The universe is quantum, seems to hide in huge-ish groups. So we have a linear reality of creation and a quantum one. What would you like us to talk about? For the linear reality, we can say a lot. For the other, we can speculate a lot. But even to say or to speculate, we must use our mind and either think about things or believe in things. I beg your pardon? You don't think faith is a brain function? Have you ever seen a fool believe in anything? The problem is that those who believe and those who think don't meet anywhere. Each group thinks that it monopolizes the basic idea and does not understand that it expresses only its own truth. But this truth is incapable of describing the reality that must be common to all. So we move forward with theories and the linear reality in which we live that give us the tools to verify them. I will tell you now another theory. We come from a quantum reality. We live in a linear reality, and the moment we close our eyes, we return to the quantum one. How do I know that? I don't, but I believe it. And I will tell you this. What we call faith is nothing but an underlying knowledge of quantum reality. Most of us are busy with fears, with superstitions in general, with that so many have carefully through the years loaded us with. So there is a need for silence. Those who know call this process mind stillness, so that our self can hear the voice of quantum reality. He will not understand what the voice tells him, because his mind perceptions are structured by elements of the world that surround us. But through this process, he will create images that may be very close to the reality of creation. Perhaps such people were Christ, Buddha, and many others. They did not come from the 10th or 12th dimension. They did not come from the penthouse of humanity, and indeed, when they died, they did not go to any paradise. They return to the quantum reality of the beginning, and we do not honor them when we feel horrified at the sound of their name. We honor them when, in the silence of our minds, we hear their own truth, and with their help, we build new perceptions. In common words, new synapses in our brains. Our brothers from the East suggest this with their philosophy, just not in the most elegant way, because of the passivity of their meditative attitude. We need an energetic attitude, and like it or not, that was the philosophy of the ancient Greek thought. The union of the East and the Western way of thinking was for centuries taking place in the Eastern Mediterranean. Anyway, this is another chapter to talk about. As human beings, we have to convert the quantum knowledge into ideas, impulses, lifestyles, so that the knowledge that the linear life offers us can help us set up the processes to discover the realm of creation. Anyone able to see it, because it is literally an insightful vision, knows what to do. His life gains value, and his self begins the process that may lead him to his rebirth in a higher self.